Sup? All right, it's gonna be a solos guide. I looked on YouTube. I couldn't really find any other guides. The ones I found were they're a month old, and the information is just kind of, it's either very introductory information or just kind of useless or irrelevant. There's no, this is not what you're looking for in a solos guide. Like, we want to be coming out of these matches with, you know, huge loot. We want to find something that has a huge impact on, changes the way we play completely. Now, I don't want to just give you 1,000 pieces of information and then it feels like how it feels when you're taking a test, where you have to remember all those things that you learned. I want to just completely change the way you're playing the game, so you can have a more natural, you know, you're not the same person anymore, so you don't do the same things anymore. That's what I'm wanting to do here, and I believe I can do that. So let's get right into it. I'm going to say this right off the bat. Every game has their own specific, you know, giant skill gap kind of a thing. Now, the best example of this is probably Counter-Strike. Someone who doesn't understand that you can't move when you're shooting your gun in that game, versus someone who knows that you have to stand still when you shoot, that skill gap is gigantic, okay? This person borderline never can do anything against this guy because it's just, it's that important. Now, in an extraction shooter, in an extraction game, period, map knowledge is the secret sauce, okay? The person that understands the map understands what everybody wants to do when they're in the map, knows where everyone wants to go, knows all the little rat spots, all the hiding spots. Ratting is extremely strong in extraction games, extremely strong. Knowing where all these perfect rotations are, it helps. It's a gigantic help, okay? And how do you get this? How do you get all this map knowledge? You literally just need to go in free kit and be running around, okay? You want to be exploring, go into outposts and then try to get into Broken Wing by finding all the buttons, which, by the way, you can just YouTube every single button spawn, and you can get good at doing that. It won't take you many games, 2 or 3 games, and you'll be having them down pretty quick. But you need to be going in there and seeing what it's like, playing with zero fear, zero stress at all, seeing what it's like. What's it like with other players and trying to hit all these buttons? You know, where do I get killed from, or where do I get seen from, or, you know, what's it like rotating around the bots when I'm trying to hit these buttons? So that way you can start developing sort of a map in your head. You know, these routes that you can take to bypass, you know, players and all these things. And all that takes is the most simplest thing ever is literally just going there and playing around, running around for fun, have zero fear. You know, people go in there with their purple kits and their gold kits, and they're playing like hyper locked in, wanting to make sure they don't lose their awesome kit. The power of a free kit is crazy. Someone with a awesome purple all gold kit, whatever, they'll be like trying to perform all perfectly, and you go in there swinging like a wild man. They don't really want to, unless they can just kill you instantly. They don't want to be engaged with that. They're not going to fight in the open with you. They're always going to take cover. You don't care about cover. You're on a free kit. You don't care about taking damage. You're on free kit. You don't care about dying. You have a lot of power as a free kit player. Oftentimes you see a gold player, purple player trying to do something, you can shoot at them and then just watch them run around. Anyway, it's so easy to just learn these maps. And by the way, this is an extra good thing. Free kits are buffed out of their minds right now. You can get the enhanced kit for free. Gosh. Need my throat to clear. But the enhanced kit, these come with shields. This is a huge buff. Gosh! Losing my voice. But look at this. If you didn't already know, you can go to any of the people and just go to their sponsored kit specifically. Enhanced Sakaguchi kit, very good kit. The battle rifle is one of the better long-range guns or medium-range guns, and then it comes with the awesome V11 punch, which is the best, cheapest kit that you can build is with a V11 punch. That gun is very, very strong. Costs $50 in-game money to get it. Anyway, yeah, any one that you're wanting though, you can just go and get it. Scroll all the way down. All the enhanced sponsored kits are free. All right, let's talk. I'm going to quickly talk about these maps. Keep in mind the maps are, I think, more heavily designed for trios, but it doesn't prevent anything. I mean, the best map, solo map, is Outpost. But let's quickly go over these. Perimeter, perimeter forces you into like stat check sort of engagements. You know, whoever has the better gear is very often the one who wins. You're forced into long range fighting, so you're just required to play a certain way on this map. There's not as many hiding spots, so when you start fighting people, you're like seriously locked in. It's not easy to just run away on this map. A good example is when ranks came out, everyone sat at the POIs with sniper rifles, and they were hugely rewarded for it. Everyone that did that did really well, because that's what was strongest, just sitting at a POI camping at long range. Dire Marsh is basically the same way, except it's a little bit harsher. The whole map is just designed like a big runway of swamp, and getting from point A to point B on that map, you're like forced to be funneled, and it's hard to just go in silent just because of the way the AI is positioned and everything. It's a lot harder to stay stealthy in there. When I'm on this map, I'm sitting somewhere around the middle with a sniper rifle with thermal, and I'm just spinning around looking to find someone on my thermal, just spinning around constantly. It's just harder to create opportunities on these maps. And this is what you want to do. You want to be always fishing for opportunities. I'm going to go over that more in a second. Now, Outpost, this is where you can force long range if you want. You can force, like you yourself can force these engagements. You can go to places where a long range weapon is going to be a lot stronger, and someone with a close range weapon can't use it because you're able to force long range only. It just has lots of opportunities like that. Not to mention, there's so many different hiding places. Now, you cannot take it lightly. Map knowledge is crazy important. People have such an inability to humble themselves when this map came out and when these games come out. They just want the reward of getting as much loot as possible. And they don't know how much it stunts their growth when their focus is not on learning, but, you know, sitting at the upper table with all the grown-ups. They just want to sit there. They don't care about nothing else. I'll be abusing these spots that I'm sitting in for like the whole next season, I'm sure. People, they just can't humble themselves to learning as many things as possible, and that's how you want to be playing these games when they come out. You want to learn as many things, try as many things as possible. Let's talk about something that a lot of people will say, and that's, they'll say, I'm no PvP god, or I'm no crazy PvP player, I'm no MLG pro. You do not need to play like some MLG super crazy pro player to win PvP fights, okay? Your ability is going to come from how well can you create or find opportunities to have a gigantic leverage over other players. Okay. Now, what is leverage? Leverage is what makes things easy. Leverage is what makes things take no effort, right? That's what you want to do. I had a comment, someone saying, talking about my droning, because I had that drone video. If you haven't seen it, check it out, and it's really funny. And they're saying this isn't skill. This is just blah blah blah. They want to see. They're wanting me to go in there and like super psychotic laser aim, laser people in, one clip people in the head, jumping around over them, and they want to see all this like show some like super crazy skill. This is a trap. Okay, this is like it's a big ego pride trap. Okay. You don't want to play games like this. You don't want. This is not how you compete. Okay. When you compete, you want to use as much leverage. You want to make it feel like it's completely unfair. You want to feel cheesing. Anything you can. Screw someone over. Scumbaggy plays. This is how you want to PvP. And this is especially strong in these games. Ratting and cheesing. Scumbagging people. Map knowledge with how well you can rat and find these opportunities. This is what's going to provide fruit in these games. Okay. So let's look at this clip. And it'll be a good example for you. So right off the bat, I already know that this player wants to come here because I saw them out collecting the master key cards. I know that they want to come in here and loot this thing. I know it. So before, like at the 18 minutes left in the match mark, this is like, 11 or 12 minutes into the game, I already know what's going to happen 15 minutes from now. This is the map knowledge that you want to have. You want to know what people are wanting to do. When you see people start collecting master key cards, they're 9 times out of 10 they're wanting to loot the big room in Pinwheel. So I have already set a thought about different ways that I could potentially get this guy, and I'm on a free kit, and I can't remember this clip, but if you see someone grabbing key cards and you ping them and you see, oh, they have a purple shield, they're actually kitted. This is all information to help you change the opportunities that you can find. So I'm popping my visor so I can see at what stage of this room she's in. I see that she just opened this box. She's in there looting that first box right now. So catching her off guard is my first, cast of my fishing pole to see if I can get a cheap kill. I get damage off first. What ends up happening? She immediately turns and starts lasering me with that shielded gun. So she has the shield gun and she has purple shields. They very likely like carrying that gun in here because it gives them a gigantic health pool over a lot of people. And now she knows that I have green shields. Once I saw that shield come up, and them decide to try to turn it, then I know that, okay, I have to completely abandon this, what I just did, because it didn't work. It's not going to work. I can't. A lot of people would stay there committed to this thing that they did when it's already past the point of working. Once we saw purple shields and then a shield come up from her gun, the whole thing is off. And on top of that, she throws that. So while I had a little bit more playroom, I decided to see if there's anything else I can do here. There's just not much else I can do other than back out and heal. So she knows that I went around the corner, and I know that this spot is here, and I'm hoping that I can get a really cheap bunch of headshot damage or something before they see me. already looking at me. I even barely make it out. So now I'm thinking, okay, I still have cards I can play. I'm still alive. Okay, this, you want to anchor on always surviving. If your idea is not going to work out, just abandon it every time and then think of a new plan. All right, so we just saw her drone come out. We know she's sitting over there in her drone. Now I'm trying not to go below the threshold. I'm going over here so I can come down with the drone without her seeing my drone where it came from. I know she's over here. I know she has a purple kit. I believe that she has the invisible thing on. And she does. I don't just want her loot, though. I just don't want a little bit of her loot. I want everything. That's right. This is another fishing line. As many times as we're able to, you know, cast out our fishing line looking for, can we get it here? Can we get something here? Here. As many times as you can reset this fight as many times as you need to. Take this fight all the way to final exfil if you have to. Now you can check the timer at how long. It's been like 1.5 minutes. I really wanted to feel the satisfaction of getting a knife in her back there. But it's completed. That player, that was a perfectly decent player. They're using purple shields and using the shielded gun makes people super strong. Very hard to just 50-50 a fight when people are running that. But how did we do it? We found another opportunity where we can have such a gigantic leverage over them where we can turn it. And this is where your ability is going to come from. We didn't have some crazy MLG moment, right? We just kept on trying things where we could get such an advantage over them where they can't do anything about it. All right, I want to talk about something a lot of people have a problem with, okay? Best way to describe this is we want to maximize our RNG in our benefit, okay? The randomness, the unknown, we want to maximize it. Now, the simplest way I can put this, okay? Say you're playing a battle royale and you land in a building and someone lands with you. You go for your chest, they go for their chest. One of these chests has, you know, a rocket launcher in it. Or one of these chests has a pistol, the other one has a shotgun. Okay? You don't want to be in a situation where if they simply get this gun or have this gun, you automatically lose. Okay? You never want to be in that situation. You never want to risk it. Because all that's going to happen is you're going to end up dying without any counterplay, simply due to the fact is you got more unlucky than they did. When it's not luck-based, it's actually you chose to drop and put yourself in that situation. You want to not do that as maximized as you can do that. That's what you want to do. In Fortnite, I played a lot of Fortnite when it came out, and it was always the worst thing when I would land somewhere and I I would get a shotgun, which would normally be an awesome thing. Someone else got a rocket launcher, right? The rocket launcher one-shotted, they automatically win that fight. Same with PUBG. You don't want to be in those situations. Maybe you loot a house in PUBG that doesn't have a single gun in it, and the person next to you does. You don't want to be in those situations. So there's things that you cannot do in this game also. Now, for context, there's a guy running around getting master keys. Before this, and I guess I'll try to show the full clip. Before this, I found him getting a master key. I try to fight him. He headshots me a whole bunch of times. So I have to get out of there super quick because he's just beaming every shot. But I'm still looking for him. Now on my rotations, I'm taking it slow because this is unknown. I don't know who's here. And I just heard him. I pinged him. I just heard him take that master key. And then right under me, I'm hearing footsteps of someone stomping around. Now, this is exactly the thing that I'm talking about. This player right here, they're a recon. They are running in an area that you have no choice. You cannot be here. In any point in the game, this is one of those times where you cannot be walking in this part of the map, okay? 16-minute mark, we're in like the mid-game. These are one of those things. You cannot go here 100% of the time. This isn't like an after the fact, oh, there just happens to be a player there. I mean, I just got unlucky. No, 100% of the time, you do not touch your feet on these areas. There's a lot of areas like this. And in solo play, you never touch this ever. The reason is because you don't know if someone is sitting here like I am. Now, that being said, if you know that this isn't a possibility of me sitting here, sure, you can walk here. But that's the reason that you pretty much can never touch these parts of the map. He pops a bubble. This is all really good and everything. I'm playing Thief so I can grapple up to him. It is what it is. He gets double stabbed. Now, I'll go ahead and show the rest of the clip, because just to keep everyone on the know, there are a lot of cheaters in this game. There really is. I hear his ability go off. I know that he has gray shields. I know that he has them. I have purple. I don't believe he has the confidence to just come up here. I'm popping my visor so I can see him through smoke. He's not showing, though. Keeps not showing. Mounts up there. Always a bad idea, but...
Wow, it just headshot me.
That's right. Now, clearly he just headshot me to death. Alright? But you could say he's like super hyper... These are the highest level lobbies in the game, by the way. Where I'm fighting between level 150 and 250 level players. Instant death. Okay, how did he instant death me right there? He's using some cheat where he can instantly stab you, like instant execute. Cancel the animation, because you can't just one knife someone, and he's on a free Mida kit. Because the free Mida kit doesn't give you a shield, it gives you that gun. Alright, let's go back to the recon really quick, just so we can point something out that's extremely important. A lot of people do this too. What character is she playing? Recon. What's the recon's, what kind of tools, kind of variables does the recon have? They can see through walls. That's one of the things that makes them so strong. Seeing through walls and being able to get free damage off on people around corners that can't fight them with their spider crab drone bomb thing. Where are the walls where she's at right now? Where are the corners that she can use these tools that are in her kit? They're gone. She's taken her entire shell and thrown all the tools that shell has in the trash. You do not want to be in these situations. you're taking your character and making him as weak as possible here. You always want to stay in positions where you can create multiple opportunities all over the place. This is the kind of shell that should be in, in buildings, constantly live pinging people, always getting information. But yeah, take your shell and, like, I'm on the roof right now. I'm playing assassin. If I see someone in the distance and I can make them weak, or in this position like this, I can grapple right up to them and then just finish the job. That's all you want to do. That's how you want to make sure you're always playing. Just keep that in the back of your mind. What is my shell good at? How can I maximize my opportunities, creating my opportunities, whatever, with the shell? Okay, now I cannot stress this enough. The secret to these games, to extraction games, is map knowledge, okay? Knowing what everyone wants to do all the time. This is how you're going to find these. This is how you're going to get these 90% extraction rates. This is how you're going to be able to fish for 1 million opportunities just all the time. Because you know what everyone wants to do. You know where everyone wants to go. If there's a hiding spot, you already know it. You already get it. You do not have to be this PvP monster to do this. And by the way, people are getting ahead by being a PvP monster. They're doing a lot of stuff, but I'm telling you, you will be able to make them look foolish when you understand the map so well. All the cryo people that are like going in and stomping, they don't know this map. And a lot of those players, they won't even play this game unless they're in their 3-stack. Unless they can play with their teammate. They don't want to play this game. They don't want to touch it. They want to only play in solos. You will make full gold players look ridiculous in here because they don't know how to play Outpost yet. So many people, a lot of the top players, they don't know how to run Outpost at all. They don't know how to play solo in this game at all. So you're not late to the party. You're not at all late to the party. Okay. So many people, they don't know how to play this game yet. And by no means is this game mastered at all. But let's look at this clip. Someone use it.
Perhaps knowing the maps. It helps knowing the maps so well. I know exactly where she wants to go. And we're gonna kill him.
Yeah, there's no crazy psychotic skill I'm using other than me getting to this point was literally just running around free kit, just trying stuff, doing weird stuff, whatever. That's how I got to that point. Okay, now we're gonna learn a lot from this clip. If you've seen my other drone videos, you know something terrible is about to happen to this person. I gotta start with this first though, okay? There's an early, mid, and late game. Early games when everyone's on their way to their objective. Mid game is when they've gotten there and they're prepping to do it. Maybe they're camping someone out, whatever. Late game is when they're about to be done and they're planning to leave. They're planning their great escape. All these vary depending on, early game could take forever. Right? It could go quick. Maybe people spawn right next to their objective. Maybe everyone's playing it really passively, and it makes early games stretch out a lot longer. Regardless, we've all felt the tempo of a game. If we don't hear any noise, no people running around, that's a slow tempo game. As you keep on experiencing the map, you'll better know, what people are doing, where they're at or whatever, why are they taking so long. You'll be able to answer these questions. Now, this player, it's obvious to see here, he does not know how to play solos yet. I mean, he's just wanting to go in here. This is why people have a gear fears, because they're doing stuff like this. You cannot be here at this timer. This guy just got here. He has no respect for, is there anyone around? He hasn't prepped the area. He just grabbed this master key. And he's trying to loot Pinwheel like everyone wants to do. We're at 2138 though. He hasn't prepped the area. There's me and another thief up here. And we heard the big beacon of light show up here. Watch what happens. This player hasn't experienced this yet. White med's gone. He only knows how to play with his teammates, with his 3-stack. Playing cryo. Doesn't know how to deuce it. He earned that all gold gear. He earned it. Now this is my little thief friend that I made. If this is one of you guys, let me know, because I was wondering. I forgot to check the name on. Now, this guy is standing in the worst places possible. He does not know the map. He cannot be in any way. He needed to be gone a long time ago. In his situation, he needs to literally go next game. He needs to sit somewhere, camp, not move an inch. Keep in mind, he hasn't even seen a player yet this whole game. But he's not allowed to be up there getting the thing. He's not allowed to do that yet. He has to wait. He's not allowed to run up and get the master key.
This guy is so screwed.
Yes, he is. He's screwed. This item distracted me. Like, what the heck was that? He has no self-revive. We stripped it off of him. Now I go get my little helper. And I love how my little thief friend, if this is one of you guys, you need to tell me, because I was curious. They just know, yeah, follow the drone, I'm coming. That's the first time that guy saw. Now, these are the highest level, these are the most experienced players in the game, okay? They are looking, this makes them look foolish though, because they just don't know though. They don't know. You're not late to the party. This happens all the time. They don't know how to run this map yet. He doesn't understand that he is not allowed to do what he just did, being up there, having no respect for any. He just got there. He doesn't know this area. He can't do that. That's the first time he saw a player. And it wasn't even the drone killing him. He's seeing a drone flying around and then another thief stabbing him to death. But yeah, you will get these kind of opportunities all the time. Okay, so let's talk about all the objectives, key cards, all that. How do you navigate that as a solo? All of those things, even the master key room and Pinwheel, all of those things must be done late game. You do not touch them early game, and most of the time you don't touch them mid game. Now, this is all due to the fact that the most information that we have is at the end of the game. That's when we've seen them. That's when we've seen players. We've seen what gear they have. We've seen what objectives, what they're there to do. Are they aggressive? Like what kind of, that's where all our information is. In the early game, we have no information. That's when the most people are alive. And that's when everyone's running around, getting to where they're wanting to go. So no objective can be done then. You want to be, like I was saying about maximizing the randomness, the RNG, you want to be doing this 100% of the time, playing like this. Playing in a way where you have as low RNG, low randomness, the threat of randomness is as low as possible, and you have as many things in your control as possible. That's how you want to be playing like that at 100% of the time. All right, so I'll recap some of the most important things, okay? The very most important being map knowledge. Need to experience the map. Need to experience learning the map, though. You need to not experience getting out with loot. You need to experience learning the map. If you can know this map like the back of your hand, you will start being able to see the future in this game. When a noise happens in a specific spot, you'll just know what's going on. You'll know what's about to happen. It changes everything knowing the map. Remember to start using your only be in positions with your shell where your shell works, like where it's fully functional. You're at the peak of your leverage with your shell's tools. You want as many tools available as possible at all times. Similarly, you do not want to remember where the recon was walking around. All those areas and big, huge open places where you don't have information of 360 degrees, don't even set a single foot in those. Go around them 100% of the time. That being said, if you know, or like if it's early game, for example, and you know that everyone's on their spawn, they can't be this or it can't be here or there, then yeah, it's totally fine. But getting used to always going around every single time, it will change the game doing that. Remember, this game is sort of like a double-edged sword. What the? This game is like a double-edged sword in a way where it's extremely punishing, extremely rewarding. You need to be playing it slow a lot of times. Very often, I will sit in spots like what you see right here, and I will be sitting there scrolling on my phone or alt-tabbed or something, just listening to the game. But that's all for this one. I'll play this clip. It's just a cool 1v3 spot, and this is one of my favorite spots. Anytime you're camping the tubes, you can just kill their whole team because they forget that they float on the other one's head that you knocked. Oh yeah, by the way, secret bonus ancient tech, staying to the end tip in a second. The heck was all that noise, am I right? See how he's floating? Nothing he can do. He floats on his teammate. Feel free to use that if you want. When you're in the vents, though, this movement, or any movement, tells the whole world that you're in the vent. It tells the whole world. So when you're in the vents, you must not move a single inch.
See you guys.
The only way.
Next one.
Secret tip.
Let it go so you can see what I looted.
Yeah. I'll see you guys soon in the next one. Hey, sorry it took so long to get the video out. I want to be doing more. I've been super busy over here, but yeah. I've also been experimenting with a new game. Okay. Been experiencing some deadlock. I ended up getting an invite to it, so by my friend, and so I've just been seeing what that's like. And it's been cool. I have a lot of experience in those type of games. So if you're, there may be some videos out there, and I understand the learning curve of that game is like pretty rough, but that game also has a secret to it. Just like the secret gap here is map knowledge, it has its own too. Anyway, see you guys in the next one.